play with discipline. If they don't play with discipline, then it'll be a landslide.
Well, he has been talking about that 4-3-3 formation all the time, although the team has one change only in the lineup, and that is young Graham Dorrans standing down. The 18-year-old striker steps down. Paul Tierney, who's played most of his 28 games for Livingston at left back, is likely to play much further forward on the left flank.
And Livingston changing from the 4-4-2 into a 4-4-3. That's what we think. We're going to be tight in the middle of the park, try and break the Celtic invention down. Morrow, Houlihan and Tierney. Tierney normally plays at left back, but has been thrown forward in the emergency of this sort of needs for points.
So Celtic too have made just one change in their starting lineup, and that is John Hartson dropping to the bench and Dion Dublin starting up front as partner to Masek Zurawski. Of course, Mark Wilson continuing at left back, having come back at the side after being cup tied for the CIS Cup final last week when Ross Wallace played.
Celtic into the customary 4-4-2 situation. Very, very flexible across the middle of that part. We've said it week in, week out, but a fantastic balance there. Zurawski partnering Dublin up front, a man with stacks of experience at centre half and up front.
So the subs benches tell a story too. There's Colin Healy, former Celtic player, and the bench for Livingston, and so too is Noel Whelan, still battling to get back to the kind of sharpness which made him a £2 million player in the past. Celtic, of course, with John Hartson there to come on, and a very powerful backup bench. Stephen Pearson also unlucky perhaps not to get more starting games. So the teams are in the tunnel ready to come out, and Neil Lennon will lead out Celtic, and the gloves tell a bit of the story about the conditions he's about to endure. Manu Dorado is the captain of Livingston, and these players will be well aware of the conditions they're about to face. They'll be warming up diligently and lengthily. So a big game coming up, bottom against top, coming up next. Livingston against Celtic live.
Other people's smoke is a nuisance. Having to go to hospital, that's a nuisance. Chemotherapy is a nuisance. So is losing your hair. Dying. That's a bit of a nuisance as well.
Passive smoking isn't just a nuisance, it's a killer.
From the 26th of March, smoking will be banned in all of Scotland's enclosed public places.
If you've been refused credit elsewhere, nobody tries harder than Welcome Car Finance to get you a newer car. Every year we approve thousands of people for car credit. Many of our top name cars are under 2 years old and all come with an independent quality and safety check and full MOT. Call Welcome Car Finance now and we'll give you at least £1,000 for your old car plus £250 cash back. Call Welcome Car Finance now on 0800 040 9000 or visit our website.
Buy the Daily Record and get a voucher for the next day's Daily Record for just 15p. Scotland's favourite newspaper for just 15p. Great value. It's what we're about.
It's almost here. The 2006 FIFA World Cup. And Budweiser could be your passport to Germany. So text in a photo of you and your buds, along with a passport number on the back of your bottle, for a chance to be a FIFA World Cup winner every 48 hours. Budweiser, the official beer of the 2006 FIFA World Cup.
For in-depth daily coverage of sports betting and racing, The Sportsman knows.
Livingston against Celtic, live on Setanta Sports with Mark Keighley and Jock Brown.
And all set to go with Livingston about to kick off. Referee Kenny Clark has sorted out the formalities. Yeah, lucky charm for Livingston. He was in the middle when they beat Dunfermline at East End Park in November. His only Livingston game of the season. So Livingston get us underway. And the long ball flighted forward there by Derek Adams, carried out in the wind. These conditions, Mark, really will make good football very difficult, surely.
Yeah, for some players it will do, but for some they will thrive on this. Ideally, you'll say strikers like these sort of conditions, very, very slippy, get the ball up to your feet, turn big centre-halves around, and that's what I think John Robertson will be hoping today. Houlihan through the middle, nice and sharp and bright, twisting the two big centre-halves around.
John Robertson in the stand, suspended after an outburst recent play at Tannadice, so he has a couple of games in the stand. This is the first, as Livingston try to attack here with Houlihan. He's made a very good impression since arriving here at Almond, but he hasn't yet found the net. McNamee's cross, a good one, and had to be defended by McManus. It could so easily have got in under the bar. Good defending by McManus.
Yeah, super defending there from McManus. He's had a super season. Goals and for clearances. Good intent from Livingston in the first minute of the game, getting the ball forward very quickly.
So the first corner kick of the match goes to Livingston. Richard Britton already demonstrated his expertise from set pieces with free kicks and corners. Deep one, looking for Greg Strong, and once again conditions I think playing a part in that as it swirls all the way across for the goal kick to Celtic.
Swirly conditions, as you said, driving rain before the game had just eased off at the moment. Very difficult conditions for goalkeepers, defenders and strikers alike. I think plenty of shots coming into the goalkeepers today will be followed up. Anticipation.
Look at the number of players in that cluster in the centre of the field. You may see a lot of that in this match. The header away there by Dane Mackay. So Dion Dublin starting up front for Celtic, a man with 4 England caps and several multi-million-pound transfers. Paul Telfer tidying up at the back for Celtic, taking no chances at all. There is a settling-in process in these conditions. Well, John Robertson indicated he wanted to play 3 up. There's John Hartson, Alan Thompson and Stanislav Varga. Real experience on the bench there for Celtic. But the 4-3-3 formation was promised by John Robertson, but Paul Tierney hasn't quite fitted in an outside left position. He's dropping to make it a 4-man midfield at the moment, making that challenge there on Petrov. This is Lennon and now Nakamura. Here's Paul Telfer again. Across now to Lennon. This is Wilson. Made such a very good early impression arriving here from Dundee United. His 8th appearance in the Celtic side. Linking here with Maloney. Well, some tough tacklers in that midfield for Livingston. They will not stand in ceremony. Britton and Walker. Walker, the most yellow-carded player in the SPL this season.
I think that's what they'll have to be as well this afternoon. They'll have to be sharp in the tackle. Played pretty close together, I would have thought as well. Celtic try and get the ball down the outside, into the outside, wider areas of the park. We should talk about Tierney playing on this left-hand side, Joe. He's played, I think 28 of his games have been played at left back. It's always well saying go and play up front, but your instinct is to be drawn into that more defensive role.
Manchester United player. With 1 game in their first team against West Bromwich Albion in the League Cup with a 2-0 defeat. This is Dublin. Back it comes to Telfer. Now Lennon again. Tidy play in midfield. Nakamura. Space on the far side for Maloney. Wilson goes sprinting inside to support him. This is for Zurawski. A strong tackle there came from Dorado, but the ball was out of play. It is a goal kick to Livingston.
That's up for balls at centre-half 8. Just slipped up the side of you. Dorado doing well there. Just getting it across. 2 centre-halves be under big pressure today. And Strong, his partner. Very, very inconsistent defensively this season, as the boys were saying. 67 goals conceded.
It's the gap in points really which is the most remarkable perhaps of all.
64. It's a season's work for some teams, 64 points.
Heavy tackle there by Tierney on Nakamura. Free kick to Celtic. Well, Celtic won here by 5-0 in October. Cruise to victory. Much more difficult they found it at Celtic Park though in December, Boxing Day. Just a 2-1 victory and a very late winner by Nakamura that day. This is Maloney. Very nimble going inside, caught there by Britton. Free kick to Celtic. And a signal instantly for McManus and Balde to make their way forward into the penalty area.
Nakamura to get himself on the ball here.
Well, McManus has scored 8 times for Celtic this season. It's a terrific record. Nakamura's free kick. Very good ball in, and a fine attempt by Zorawski. Well, he wasn't picked up on the run. Really should have scored when you see that.
Absolutely fantastic delivery. Must score here. That is bread and butter stuff for Magic Zorawski. Well there, wasn't stretching, should score. Chance number 1, going down to that man there. And a big let off for John Robertson's side.
Well, indeed, that would have been a killer blow, I suspect, to Livingston so early in the match had that gone in. Here's Zorawski again.
I think that's the first time that Celtic have been up that end of the pitch, resulting in a great chance.
Here's McNamee, battling back to full fitness after a serious Achilles injury. Going against his hand at left back, but doing well in that unfamiliar spot in recent weeks. That's Tierney's cross. A chance, and it's saved brilliantly by Borage from Britton. Richard Britton almost giving Livingston the lead.
Great reflex save, but these are the chances. If you're going to get them, you need to be going in the back of the net. You need to be getting a little bit of luck, but a fantastic reaction save from Borage there.
Well, could so easily be one apiece, but there goes Zorawski using his pace to get beyond Dorado. That's for Dublin. Well, took that right footed. I wonder if he ring outs that now.
End-to-end stuff, 7 minutes into the game, but should have done better there. Probably gone with the left foot, could have even gone with a diving header. Here's a Livingston Britain chance. Great reaction save from Boric there, but they're the sort of chances, Jock, that need to be going in the back of the net for Livingston.
Well, perhaps sums up the Livingston season. Things not going well in front of goal at all. Lowest scorers in the league by a long way. Well, food for thought for John Robertson. Must be finding that very frustrating sitting at the back of the stand. Trying to communicate with his coaches, Graham Robertson, Alec Cleland down on the bench. Here's Dublin, 36 years old now. Lennon at 34. Balde at 30, makes a clearance, and there was a foul on Lennon by Adams.
That's what you'll get from Adams in that area. Although Livingston trio in the middle of the park, sharp. You know that they're about, and there's not a lot of time on the ball.
Derek Adams really carving a new career in midfield. He started out as a very good goal scorer as a youngster. Starting out at Aberdeen, and he spelled there last season also. That's where he scored his last goal, incidentally. On the last day of last season, he scored Aberdeen against Hearts in 2-0 victory. He hasn't scored for Livingston. This is Balde. Playing it safe. Now Telfer. McNamee very strong in the challenge there. Caught by Dublin. No ill will between the players. A genuine attempt to play the ball by Dublin. McNamee just quicker.
Just on his haunches a little bit there, Dion Dublin. McNamee, very sharp, as we've seen. The pitch is looking very well, considering all the rain that's been falling on this. Looks very firm.
Poor ball by McNamee, easily won by Wilson. Trying to release Petrov. Well, that's a good pass. Here's Zorawski. Pace in the ball there. It's whistled across the surface.
That's what I was saying. The pitch is very, very firm, considering the amount of rain that's fallen on this pitch over the last 24 hours. There's still a big bounce from the ball as well. Very zippy surface to be playing football on.
Dave Mackay has started every match this season for Livingston. After coming here from Oxford United. This is Houlihan, former Shelbourne man. Sam Morrow, known from Hibs, trying to pick out Derek Adams with that header.
And those sort of things. Sam Morrow's got to get hold of that ball, relieve a little bit of pressure from his midfield and his defence. That ball to stick in there.
Well, the Irish was played with great enthusiasm up front for Livingston since coming here. It was Maloney, who always plays with great enthusiasm, and now it's Paul Telfer. Under pressure there by Tierney. Lennon has to hurry. calm play at the back from Celtic, born out of massive confidence. This huge lead in the league allows them to play passes confidently like that. Here's Tierney, didn't make contact as he wanted as the run was made by Walker ahead. There's Paul Telford again. Awkward there for McNamee. Interesting to see him play a top-class right back. He's been playing at left back in recent weeks. I mean, how difficult is that to play on the other side of the pitch?
Well, we've got one on the Celtic side as well. Wilson doing the same sort of thing, playing out of position. I think now your better players can adapt. I mean, centre halves, the modern centre half, you can normally play in at a full-back position on both sides. That's what they work at youth academies now. Plenty flexible defenders, pretty much like the European setup, being able to play in a number of positions.
Lennon doing well under pressure there from Adams, who's playing in that area beside Lennon. It's Walker who's doing the marking job on Petrov when Celtic have possession. There's Maloney, supported well by Wilson behind. Well, just strike the ball so well with his left foot, but Wilson, just as McNamee does on the other side. So I wonder about that for professional players, Mark, why they have
dexterity. Yes,
2 feet.
Yeah.
So Boric's quite happy to launch that into the stand, but he's made one crucial save once again. He's made a number of these this season since joining the club from Legia Warsaw. World Cup player, almost certainly, coming up for Poland. Germany, Ecuador and Costa Rica they play. Headed on by Mackay, it's won by Petrov. Well, after that burst of attacking play, the game developing into a bit of a midfield battle.
Yeah, everything's just settled down a little bit. I think 3 chances within about 90 seconds. The team's just settled down now.
Well, only 2 occasions in which Livingston scored more than 1 goal in any game this season. Remarkable, really. It was at home against Rangers and at home against Hearts. On no other occasion they scored more than once in a league game. And Richard Britton almost got one today. Denied by Boric. Keeper off balance, reacting brilliantly. Petrov responds to the call from Nakamura. Interception made by Dorado, that's Tierney. Strong tackle again by Adams on Lennon. Lennon complaining bitterly to referee Kenny Clark. Takes a quick free kick though. Here's Zurawski.
Adams just right through the back. A chance of getting the ball. Little word there from referee Clark.
Misunderstanding up front. Nakamura expected Zurawski to make a run in that inside right channel. She didn't. Former Hearts goalkeeper Rory McKenzie. Look at the distance he gets on that with a wind assistance. Well, sometimes it's as much of a hindrance as a help when it's behind you.
It is a goalkeeper like that. He just worked hard to get the ball back. And the goalkeeper just gives it a huge boot down the middle. Hands the possession back over to Celtic.
Very interesting change made in midfield there by Livingston. They've switched their central midfield markers. Adams has had a couple of clashes with Lennon. He's now on Petrov, and Walker has taken over the Lennon area.
Sensible management, that. That's just been... The players have worked that one out.
Well, it came from Graham Robertson on the touchline, I can tell you, who's connected, I think, to John Robertson. But clearly, Livingston can't afford to a discipline problem here. Wilson getting up well for that.
That's what we were saying before the game. Must play with lots of discipline in positional sense, but also in the way they're approaching the tackles and the offences that they're committing.
Good close control again from Houlihan. There's Lennon with the heading clearance. Well, Livingston giving a good account of themselves here, playing with the kind of spirit that John Robertson has generated. And a turn attempted by Walker. He thought he was fouled by Lennon. Referee Kenny Clark disagreed.
Kenny Clark right on top of this here. further than 10 feet away. And Walker, sorry, just making a little bit too much of that.
The man of the match competition, remember that. The numbers to call from the UK: 0901 65 65 515. From the Republic of Ireland, 1513 712 444. You can text MOTM space player's name 85010. If your decision agrees with that of Mark Haitley, you could win a signed shirt for the man of the match. Desperate tackle by McManus. That's what causes trouble. A shocking tackle by Stephen McManus, and Kenny Clark will have to sort this out. Alan Walker was the victim. It reflects no credit at all on McManus, that tackle.
No, wasn't required. 2-footed jump as well.
Well, I think he's actually lucky there. That could have been red.
That's what infuriates. It's the first touch, look, and then it's that, the jump.
He's over the top. Well, that's a shocker.
The left foot is right over the top of the ball there, right into the shin of Walker. You see it here, the right foot, completely missing the ball. Very, very lucky young man.
Well, you can tell by the players' reaction how they felt about that. There was just no call for that at all. And Walker took that right on the ankle. Well, you see quite clearly that McManus goes over the ball here.
Yes, that first touch is away, look, and it's the jump. And it's straight over the top of the ball. We just don't like to see that. And both lucky young men.
Well, the yellow right, you think, Mark? Is the yellow right?
Well, I think it's the first tackle. If it had been 2 or 3 other tackles before that, then that could have been a diffusing red card. But I think there's been that much in the game so far, but very lucky.
He's a fine young player, a very good defender. He's in a smashing season, Stephen McManus. But once in a while, he produces a tackle like that. And there's the wind again, plating that way beyond the Livingston attackers.
Is it called a rash moment, John?
Well, a rash moment, yeah. Young man, I suppose, young defender, he's wholly committed.
He's lucky he's coming back on. And one's lucky he's staying on.
Well, Alan Walker is not the kind of player who'll take that too lightly either, because he likes to mix it a bit himself. 13 yellow cards in 32 matches he's had this season, Walker. So let's hope he stays calm.
Yeah, consistent.
Mind you, I thought he wants to maintain any vendetta with McManus. It might be a rather foolish thing to do.
That's where the discipline comes in, Jock. He's just got to put that one down and get on with his game, keep concentrating, keep focused on the job at hand.
Again, the problem there for Livingston with forward passes. They have to play them at angles. They play them straight down the middle. They'll whistle on through towards the goal line. Graham Robertson, there's the coach on the line for Livingston, doing the John Robertson job at the moment.
The surface as well, John. We've talked about the surface. You need to be on the floor. Anything bouncing will bounce high and bounce on with pace.
Zurawski holds it up for Dublin. Sharp play there by Maloney to find Petrov. Here's Zurawski. Now Maloney again. Good play from Celtic. Good interpassing. Britton did well to make the block, and this is Lennon. Careless one by Maloney. This could be troublesome. Morrow on the break. Tierney supporting on the left. And Morrow goes down, tackled by Balde. I think he lost control anyway, in fairness.
Oh, it was good skill there from Morrow. He did his step over, and I think he tried to push the ball back through Baldy's legs there. And went through his legs, and then Baldy was tangled up. But, a free kick nevertheless.
A good young player on loan from Hibs, and I suspect Hibs will take him back because he's showing a lot of promise. 21 years old, played by Ipswich early in his career, but that's how Tony Mowbray knew about him. There's Tierney. Well, there was certainly some thought going into that. The execution was wrong.
Yeah, the thought going into it. You've got your big centre-half up as well. We'll be disappointed with that. Your centre-half's up, you get everybody piled in there.
He's sitting beside the referee supervisor, Mike Delaney there, so he can make a comment or two, I suppose, gently. Well won by Strong. Walker there with Lennon, the new competition in there. This is Mark Wilson. And Maloney. Well, I think it's already abundantly clear, Mark, that Livingston have some heart for the tussle here. There's Walker in on Lennon. Well, Lennon wants to have a say. Why is he bothered? He knows the referee's taking over.
Yes, he's just going to have a word with him. Neil Lennon, it's 3 or 4 kicks he's had. Yeah.
That's the worry I said before. Now, it says 12th yellow. Is he getting it? No? Yes, he is.
Yes, he's
it's
going to
12th
get
yellow in the SPL this season.
So that's the
no one else is doing yellows.
Inexperience. He's nowhere near the ball. I don't think he's anywhere near Lennon. Lennon having a level kick out there as well. That's inexperience. Getting yourself booked right after a heavy challenge by McManus. You need to just calm down a little bit.
The referee worked with Lennon too. He calmed him down. I tried to.
Livingston can't afford to lose any players at this particular stage.
Interesting that Lennon's wearing gloves. I really don't think it's as cold as all that. There have been many colder days this season than this. The only player on the pitch wearing gloves. Referee Kenny Clark, certainly a very experienced official. He's just taking a bit of sting out here, I think, slowing the game up here before this free kick's taken. Nakamura playing it in. Zarafsky got to that. There's Maloney. Held up by Walker. Good tackle, and it came off Maloney last. That's a goal kick. It's good work by Alan Walker.
Yep, super work by Walker there on the defensive side of the game. Just gets his arm across Sean Maloney and then just plays the ball onto Maloney's left foot. It's yourself a goal kick.
Now reaching the midway point in the first half, and it's a fascinating contest at the moment. Tierney going in, a little bit recklessly there on Telfer.
He's getting a bit foully at the moment. Not stop, start. Telfer eye on the ball, just brushed past. That man there has been very quiet in the opening 22 minutes, Jock. He's been unable to get himself on the ball.
Well, Livingston have switched again. As McNamee makes that clear, as he switched the central midfield. Adams is back on Lennon, Walker with Petrov. Changing that, and well judged by McManus, the ball bouncing through with the wind assistance to Boric.
We've seen before Petrov, as soon as Petrov starts to get into the game, then it's when Celtic start to play the flowing football.
Actually has a very strange habit of having a quiet start of the match and scoring the opening goal.
Nipping in and scoring,
Here's Nakamura. Forward for Zarafsky. McKenzie's committed, he did well. He was very, very risky there because it looked as though Zarafsky might get this ball first.
Yeah, I thought at first he was going to go down and take it, but his momentum would have carried him out of the box. Good decision there from the goalkeeper.
So here's Paul Telfer now with this throw in, and McManus is on the near post. Dublin is also there. Good challenge by Britain. Once again, Maloney's clear as that. In fact, might have bounced over Boric. Well, I'm not convinced that Gordon Strachan's entirely happy with the way the first half has unfolded so far. I suspect that there may be more satisfaction on the Livingston bench right now.
To be fair, I think Livingston have been more at the races than Celtic at the moment. Keener into the tackle, they're lively to the second ball. Gordon Strachan just having a quiet word or a vocal word, trying to wake his team up a little bit.
Now you'll see there John Robertson taking notes. The young man in front of one of the youth players here at Livingston is the runner to the bench for Graham Robertson to convey any messages required.
I thought he was right on the back of his head there.
There we go. Now I wonder what this will result. Just check on the tactical manoeuvres after this reaches. It's got to be passed on here. There it is. See what happens from here. There's no communication onto the pitch as yet. And this we can read his handwriting. Tierney's pass. This is Walker. Here's David McNamee. That's a fine pass. This is Britton. It's blocked well by Wilson. Britton can try again. Balde with a headed clearance. Taken down by McManus. Standing in no ceremony, looking for the face of Zurawski, but once again the auxiliary sweeper is Roddy McKenzie. I can tell you, Neil Lennon's a difficulty, you understand, with his gloves being worn today, is that he's got a cut on his right hand, which he's protecting. Not what he's doing with the left hand, but he's wearing gloves for that reason. Certainly couldn't be a temperature problem, I don't think, today, compared to what's gone before.
Sun's coming out now. Sunday afternoon.
Well, there are instructions now coming from the Livingston bench. Graham Roberts, Alec Dillon trying to get what I think is Sam Morrow. I think he's the man they're trying to influence as Wilson comes forward for Celtic. Good step over. Here's Nakamura. That's for Zurawski. Was he onside? He was. That's excellent goalkeeping by McKenzie, who thinks there should have been an offside flag.
Yeah, great awareness there from Roddy McKenzie. Intricate pass in here, well onside. McNamee playing him onside, and another chance there for Zurawski, just up the side of Dorado. McKenzie right on the ball.
That's a very good piece of goalkeeping by Roddy McKenzie, and a very good piece of linesmanship from James B on this side. So there's McManus with a long ball forward. Well, the football never ends on Setanta Sports 1. Spotlight Europe, Kaiserslautern against Borussia Mönchengladbach from the Bundesliga at 4:20. Some great football ahead. This is Zurawski, this game full of interest. Livingston competing extremely well, in fact much better than league position suggests they might have been doing.
Yeah, it's important. 27 minutes, it's still at 0-0. You've had a chance. Gives you all the encouragement that you need if you're Livingston Football Club. You need to keep it going. You need to keep those energy levels up. And hopefully you get another chance comes along and you can take that one.
Celtic enjoying the benefit of extra possession, 60-40 at the moment, as Dorado halts the run made there by Mark Wilson on the left. Again, back to Petrov, who's closed down quickly by Walker. Here's Lennon, closed down by Adams. It's a big shift for these Livingston players in the midfield, central midfield area. Crossed by Wilson, left-footed, not a bad one at all. He's been doing some work in the training here, I think. Well,
a bit of connection there from Wilson, but straight into the goalkeeper's hands. A simple take there for Roddy McKenzie.
Telfer's header. In goes Walker, strongly on Nakamura. Here's Tierney. That's a good ball in. There's Morrow! Oh, that's off the underside of the crossbar. Brilliant play from Livingston and Sam Morrow. So close to his second goal for his new club.
Super play, all started from the tackle on Nakamura. But that's a great header. Buric absolutely nowhere. Tackle from Walker made that.
Well, the flag went up. The flag was up and he was onside. If that had gone in, it would have been chalked off.
Yeah.
Well, what a controversial moment that might have been. That young man over there, the linesman, Chris Young, is I think very fortunate indeed that didn't go in. Header down by Dorado. Here's Adams. Now Nakamura. Telfer looking for Dublin. That's good play by Dion Dublin. Here's Nakamura. The ankle ball was a good one. Dorado makes contact, so too does Britton. There's Telfer. Deflected on there by Petrov. Now that could have been troublesome. Could have deceived Roddy McKenzie.
Yeah, ball whipped in there from Telfer. It's the first time we've seen Petrov in the box. Just got away from him a little bit there. It could have been difficult. Never alert, Roddy McKenzie.
Well, I think the message from the bench was to get Tierney much further forward as he was there for that cross. Sam Morrow also playing more on the right hand side with Houlihan through the middle. Woolwich finds Wilson. Dublin coming short. Maloney hugging that left touchline. Knew that Wilson would be there. That's a wrestling match there with Britain. Quickly taken free kick, and Petrov did extremely well to nudge that to Lennon. There's Petrov again. Lennon has Telfer available outside him. Now Nakamura. Telfer stepping away from McNamee. He was caught though, and the free kick's been given. And this really is Nakamura territory, or maybe Sean Maloney territory.
I thought the referee might have let that go on a little bit there because Celtic's still in possession. But, I elected to give this free kick. Definitely in Maloney and Nakamura territory.
Referee steps out the 10 yards. Well, the left foot of Nakamura looks favourite here, but Maloney has immense ability in this area too.
Yeah, Roddy McKenzie dancing across that line there, lining everything up.
Well, the wall did well. So did Nakamura. And so the Livingston defenders not diving into a rash tackle there, which could result in a penalty. Well, good defending by Livingston. Well organised wall. Noel Whelan there giving the ball to Nakamura for the corner. I'm sure he'll be desperate to come on, Whelan. I'm sure he will before the end. Big men are up. Manis, Balde. Here's Maloney changing the angle. Chance here for Dublin. Didn't make good enough contact. Adams with the clearance. Every Livingston player back defending though, so Wilson has all the time he wants to return the ball. Good judgment there by Strong.
Yeah, good play there from Strong. Just held his ground. Knew the ball was going to carry over the top, and Dion Dublin had nowhere to go. Good experience there from the big man.
Well, remember the man of the match competition. The numbers to call on your screen right now. All the text address to use. Mark Catley will nominate the man of the match towards the end of the game. And if you come up with the same answer, you could win a signed shirt from that man of the match. Here's Maloney picking out Nakamura, drifting inside to good effect. Tracked there eventually by Tierney, but a little late doing that. Here's Wilson.
Bitterly disappointed Stilian Petrov as well, who'd set off right through the middle, unmarked. Just couldn't see the run.
Well, a new message from the Livingston dugout, and number 4 was held up towards Tierney. Look at the 4-4-2, I think. Here's a chance for Nakamura. That's an excellent block made by McNamee. Well, they're playing quite correct as the Lions defended on it, just in football terms. Cleans by Adams, goes straight to Telfer. They really hang on suddenly. It's all Celtic. Pressure is mounting. Zurawski trying to tee up Petrov. Back with Wilson. Well, Livingston sitting back to defend, now being urged to come forward by the bench. This is Telfer. And Nakamura. Lennon. Zurawski shows just ahead there. Telfer can deliver the cross. That's long and deep, and much too long and deep.
Livingston just encouraging Celtic to come on top of them there. Just got stuck in on the edge of their own box. Need to be pushing players out. Centre halves need to be talking to midfield players who are just standing yards in front of them to press out so they can get out right behind them.
But they're not taking over Gordon Strachan for the half-time team talk. But what has happened here? Livingston really have just backpedaled into their own defensive area.
I think at the moment the problem is that the Livingston midfielders got drawn back on top of the back four of Livingston, and that now is allowing Celtic to, in the midfield area especially, to be able to get on the ball and pick the passes. It's important that Dorado and Strong talk to the men in front of them and keep them pushed up.
Ball held up in the wind. Tierney could make little of it though. There's Greg Strong with a header. Returned by Balde. Now Houlihan restores some order. Shot pulled there by Petrov. Clear foul, and it's given because there was no advantage. Referee sensibly giving a little opportunity here for Houlihan to get clear.
You see, soon as Strong, the centre half, won that, had the banks of 4 in the right areas and were able to pick up the ball.
Richard Britton take the free kick. The difficulty here is not to put too much on this with the wind behind. Tierney could take it also, who's leaving it. Morrow trying to turn, tackled well by Wilson. Now Petrov, he has Maloney on the left. Well, forced him to backtrack. Zurawski was going in that area too. There's no offside. The Livingston supporter are incensed that the linesman's flag stayed down. There's Maloney with a shot, and it's an easy one. Roddy McKenzie, but they're still very upset that Zurawski was not flagged offside.
Yeah, clearly offside there. Linesman not up with the play. It was about 15 yards behind the play there. But fortunately for him, it wasn't an important miss. A speculative error there from Sean Maloney.
There's the shot count there, 8-1 in favour of Celtic, 4-1 on target. Here's Wilson. Includes one that was going to be offside. That's part of the header from Sam Morrow that was off target, hit the bar. Here is Morrow. Now Houlihan. Baldy's header goes straight to Adams. Picks out Tierney very well indeed here. Well, attempt to test after Boric there, well blocked by Telfer. This is better play again from Livingston. Getting on the ball much more. He's onside. Chance for Morrow. Very unlucky there to stumble. The flag up belatedly. And I suspect, once again, that'd be very questionable.
Yeah, I think it's McManus that just gets caught in there. Clearly onside. Yeah.
Watch the flag go up. The flag went up again.
Clearly onside. Baldy just having a little bit of afters there with Morrow. Dragging the ball in here. Just stay with this one. No need for that, but linesman on the far side.
Well, that's two really bad decisions. One of them, well, neither have been crucial, it turned out, but
could have been crucial.
Header could well have been, yeah. McManus forward, chase for Zurawski with Strong, his shadow. Now Nakamura. Dublin sets it up for Petrov. Here's Dublin again. A very good play in the end by Dorado to get to that. Well, determined defending over the deflections. A throw here to Livingston. McNamee's managed to pitch a yard or two. This is Morrow. Now McNamee again. Played for Scotland against the Estonian talent to become the first Livingston player to do that in 2004. For Scotland, I mean. That's where the match was played.
He was playing very, very well before he picked up that nasty injury. Teams looking at him.
Well, a wrestling match going on again. And Morrow inviting Baldy to tumble and tumble. That can't have been too pleasant an experience.
Yeah, just centre forward and centre half coming together again. Arms, legs coming down there.
Well, the ball's certainly not within playing distance as Baldy let it run out, so I think Morrow was entitled to make an attempt. Not in that fashion. Strong under pressure from Dublin, and just eased him under the ball rather. That's Adams towards Morrow, good header down. Rescue there by Tierney. It's kept in play. Well, Livingston deserve immense credit for the way in which they've competed in this first half. They've ridden their luck a couple of times, in fairness, but they've also been out of luck themselves on a couple of occasions, especially Richard Britton's shot saved by the feet of Boric.
How often do you find out there when you're down the bottom of the table how your luck never seems to run for you? I think John Roberts will be pleased with the way his team has performed in this first half so far.
Although tempting the back heeler. It's great when it comes off and infuriates managers when it doesn't. Maloney to Nakamura. Good pressing play in the midfield again from Livingston. They lost that for a 10-minute spell there and almost paid the penalty, but now they're back to that way of playing, which has served them so well so far. Offside this time against Zarowski, and the lights were here, James, be applauded by supporters. John Roberts, a rueful smile.
Lots of applause from the Livingston bench there as well, the dugout.
What a thankless task it is. Really difficult for assistant referees, as they're now called. So can't get lines without my head, I must say. Not being harnessed there with these free kicks forward from Livingston frequently. Turned away there by Dave Mackay from Dublin. Points the gap between Livingston and Falkirk at the bottom of the SPL. This is the game in hand, though, which Livingston trying to enjoy. Walker's pass. This is Houlihan. Oh, that's a fine pass. Now Tierney, can he deliver? Well, that's good play away from Telfer. And excellent defending again by McManus, but he had people at the edge of the penalty box, especially Alan Walker, screaming for the ball to be laid back.
Initially good work there from Tierney, dragged the ball back onto his right foot. They just had a look up on the edge of the box. There's 3 Livingston players, all standing in the D on the edge of the box. This is where John Robertson will want to be finishing the half at the Celtic end.
Turned quickly there by Adams into danger area. Oh, that could have gone anywhere. It's deflected for another corner. Well, the defending less than secure there.
Yeah, ball just bobbling back in here. No, nobody alert in there. It's an overload on the far post. Mackay and Morrow.
Well, Dorado strong. Mackay all in there. Turned away there by Petrov. McNamee wants to take the throw. He can get some distance into this if he so chooses. So we're going to the final couple of minutes of the first half. I think there's going to be one additional minute added on. Good play by Walker. This is Houlihan. Well, that's set up well for Walker. Shooting chances. Hit it very well indeed. Oh, well done, Borux, but it was a very, very fine effort by Walker.
A super play from Houlihan there. Just waited for the pass. And Walker getting that shot off Borux, grabbing at the second occasion there. It's encouraging stuff for Livingston.
It's a big boost to the morale, the fact they can open up opportunities like that to test Artur Borux. This is Zurawski, space here for Telfer. Forced to turn back by the attentions of Wes Houlihan. Here's Wilson. Now Dion Dublin stepping away from Walker. Nakamura in the game and fits and starts really in this first half. That's a good pass. With Lennon, good hustling play by Livingston in midfield. Good play also by Lennon to pick out Nakamura. Now Maloney hasn't been involved as much as I'm sure Celtic would like in this first half, but he has earned the corner kick right at the end of the half.
Good play there from Celtic. Very, very patient. Right to the left. Trying to force the ball into the box, trying to wait for an opening.
Now, if Livingston conceded one here, we are real sick. Now the linesman, or the fourth official rather, has put up the board 1 minute additional time. We're starting that right now as Nakamura takes the corner. Well won by Mackay, but he may have more work to do here though. That header was aimed for Lennon, but it's picked up by Houlihan, who leads the counter-attack with some lovely footwork. Oh, that's a rash pass. Very difficult for Walker. Well, conditions don't make life any easier in these situations. Well, here's Paul Telfer. Zurawski is offside this time. Flag is up. And applause again for the assistant on this side, James B.
It's still a tough ball to get on the end of. You're a striker anyway. It's travelling so far. It's bouncing, it's gathering speed. More often than not, it's going to be bouncing through to the goalkeeper. It needs to be more of a curved ball along the floor if you're going to get them.
Rory McKenzie launching the ball forward. The 46 minutes are now over. Goalless in the first half at Livingston. Fascinating first half. John Robertson entitled to be very happy indeed as he makes for the dressing room. Livingston going so close with Richard Britton and Sam Morrow. Celtic may take a couple of chances in the half time as Livingston 0, Celtic 0.